weeks as this gridlock tightened today. The financial markets dropped suddenly, as many of us had expected, but they did rebound somewhat. The Dow was still down 88 points, though, for the day. Here's Anthony Mason now with more on that.
Wall Street hasn't panicked yet, but the world is watching. As Britain's business secretary put it,
that the biggest threat to the world financial system comes from a few right-wing nutters in the American Congress.
But investors in the debt insurance market are measuring the risk of a U.S. default at less than 1%. Bankrupt Greece, by comparison, is at 16%. And the U.S. may have just bought itself more time.
The deadline really isn't August 2nd.
In our view, it's not, no.
Larry Cantor, head of research at Barclays Capital, says the Treasury faces a big $22 billion Social Security payment on August 3rd. But recent tax revenues have come in $14 billion higher than expected.
In other words, the Treasury on August 2nd is going to have more cash on hand than what it looked like before, and therefore they'll be able to make that big Social Security payment on August 3rd.
But at most, that gives the government one more week.
Can they go right up to the 11th hour here? Or
well, there's a big cost to going to the 11th hour because you start to spook markets.
Former Fed Governor Rick Mishkin points out that when Congress at first rejected the TARP financial rescue package in 2008, the Dow plummeted nearly 800 points that day.
Boy, was it a disaster. So when you go to the last minute and you're basically saying, you know, don't assume that we have responsible adults. Well, that actually has huge, huge costs, and we've seen this happen before, and let's hope it doesn't happen now.
While economists say the risk of a default is remote, the risk of a new recession is very real. If America has to slash its spending to stay under the debt ceiling, the recovery could be over, and quickly. Bob?
Thank you very much, Anthony.